So today we'll be learning how to design a business card, okay, on this free software called Inkscape, okay. So what you'll do is you go to www.inkscape.org and I want you to download the software and follow the prompts. So click current version under the download tab. So depending whether you have a Windows or Mac, you'll click accordingly. I have a Windows and I click the 64-bit. And what will happen is that it will automatically download to your downloads and you'll just wait for it to prompt you where you'll open it. Okay, so I'm now at the stage where I've opened a new document, and what you'll do is that you'll go File, New to create a new document. Next, I want you to go and click Document Properties. Okay, so we're obviously creating a business card which has millimeters of 86 by 54. So I want you to change the units to millimeters and make the width 86, enter, and the height 54, enter. Okay, and I want it to be landscape, so just make sure that you've clicked that. Then I want you to go down to where it says border, and I want you to select border on top of the drawing and deselect show border shadow. So as you can see, that was a bit annoying, so we took that away. Then under the guides tab, I want you to select create guides around the page. Okay, so as you can see, you know where your business card is and you can stay within the boundaries while you design. Okay, great. So I want you to now exit out of this panel and click Control Zoom in, okay, so you can get a better perspective of what the card looks like. So here we want to create the bleed. This is important so that your card machine does not cut off your business card when it prints around your card, okay. This is also known as the safe area. So here we have a bleed of 3 millimeters, and what I want you to do is select the rectangle tool. I want you to place it over the card and click Shift, click, okay. So Shift and click that to set the stroke. So what I want you to do is that it doesn't matter about the color, but I want to make sure that we are including a 3 millimeter bleed in the width and the height. So we'll make the width 93 millimeters, and then I want you to click Tab, okay? And the height, I want to make it 60 millimeters, and then click Tab, okay? So as you can see, it shifted quite a bit, which is good. Then what I want you to do is click Shift Control A, okay, Shift Control A. Oh, sorry, before you do this, I want you to select this tool and then go Shift Control A. Okay, great. So what will happen here is that you'll get the Align and Distribution panel that will pop up. And I want you to make sure that the selection area is the page, okay, so relative to the page. And I want you to center line it both vertically and horizontally. Okay, so here it's going to be aligned and here, okay. So as you can see, it's moved quite a bit, which is great, that is what you want. And you want it to be central. Okay, so what I want you to do now is select Control D. Okay, so this duplicates the shape, and now what I want you to do is go to Object. Okay, so exit out of this, it's great, so select Object, and then go to Guides, Objects to Guides, okay. So as you can see now, let me just zoom out, you can see that we have guides around the shape which marks the bleed area. Okay, so this is the 3 millimeter bleed area in which your card machine is a safe area. Okay, so what I want you to do now is set up the printer marks for your template. So go to Extensions, then go to Render, okay, and then select Layouts, and then Printing Marks. Okay, So we want to crop, we want to have crop marks and bleed marks, okay. Tick all the other things off, and then go into positioning, make sure it's a canvas, and that the unit is in millimeters, okay. So the offset would obviously be 3 millimeters, okay, and so the bleed margins are all 3 millimeters, okay. So we'll just change that. Okay, and then I want you to click apply. Okay, so this will then add the crop and bleed marks to your card. Sorry, this might take a while, but okay, so as you can see, just exit out of that here are your bleed marks, and this is the so-called safe zone where your card machine won't go and cut off half of your card. Okay, great. So lastly, we want to mark the safe area. Okay, so what you'll do here is that you'll insert a new rectangle over your existing rectangle, okay, over the bleed. Okay, so what I want you to do is insert another rectangle, okay, inside of your guide, okay. As you can see, it's a different color, that doesn't matter. And I want this to be 83 millimeters by 51. Then select tab, and this must be 51. Select tab. Okay, so we do not want to duplicate it, so you won't go Control D, but I want you to go Shift Control A. Sorry, select it, and then go Shift Control A. And I want it to be relative to the page and center it horizontally and vertically. Okay, so here I want to select objects and object to guides. Okay, great. So as you can see, the inner areas is now within the safe zone. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So what I would like to do now is that I would like to save this as a business card template. So I'm going to go File, Save As, Business Card Template, okay. And I'm going to save it into Box. Great, okay, so it's saved. So this is great for future purposes when you want to create the front and the back side of the card. Okay, so I'm going to select the whole rectangle now, and we're going to design your card. Okay, I'm going to design the back, and I'm going to make it white. Okay, so I just want the card design to be white. Great, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to left click on it and lock selected objects. So this is to ensure that your template doesn't move around and that it doesn't get entangled. And now our template is set up and we can now design your card. Okay, so just make sure that the snap guides are on, which they are on the right hand side of your desktop. And what I want to do is I'm going to select a new rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to plot it and I'm going to make it gray. Okay, so when you add logos and images, it must be a vector or SVG file so that the quality is not lost when you put it into this design template. So I'm going to copy my logo design and I'm going to say Control V. So as you can see, it's very big, and I want you to have the select tool, and when you minimize it, please ensure that you select Control and Shift and make it smaller. Okay, so as you can see, the snapping is on, so that's why it is like this. So just ensure that you make it a bit smaller, too small. I think I'm happy with that. Okay. Now I want to insert a staff image, okay, so I'm going to go back to my files, downloads, yeah. So now I want to copy this image, left click, sometimes it takes time. Or just left click over here and say copy. Okay, great. Now go back into InDesign and say Control V. Okay, so Control zoom out and then Control Shift and then make it smaller. Okay, so we want to be able to implement this into our card design. Okay, so I'm going to remove that and then go Shift. Okay, so we want to make sure that our design is within the panels of your design. Okay, so I don't like this white around it, so I'm rather going to go back into Canva and download the staff image. Okay, so you can download it from Canva, just make sure that your dimensions are correct and that you're downloading it as a PNG, which is great for us. Okay, so I'm just going to click download and report to download, go straight into it, then left click or click at the top. I just want to make sure that the background has been removed, so I'm going to say Ctrl V. Okay, Shift, make it smaller. Okay, so as you can see, the background wasn't removed. So I'm just going to delete this rectangle, I don't need it. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to include text. Okay, so I'm going to include the text box over here. And you can adjust the text as you'd like. Okay, so say okay, so as you can see, it is quite large, so I'm just going to go and say Shift click to make it a bit smaller, move it over here. Okay. Okay, so I don't like this font, so what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go email. So as you can see, you can use the arrows, as well as if you click over here, oops, sorry, that's right. You can use a ruler, but you have to bring it out like this. Okay, so as you can see, it's all aligned over there, which is good. That is what you want. So I'm gonna just go here and then select it all. I'm going to change this to Lato. Okay, so we use Lato, and yeah, I'm just going to make it normal. I'm going to make this one bold, 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 and bold. Okay, so I basically inserted all the information that's used in our company. And yeah, so what you can do is, instead of doing what I did manually over here, you can go to text and font. So yeah, as you can see, it opens up here, and we've selected Lato, so we could have typed it in here and done that. And here you can change the font size, which is quite nice. So I think I will change this one to 10. Okay, so then you select apply, and then select 10, click apply, and select 10, and then click apply. Okay, I'm going to go back to that, and okay, so I don't want to squish out too much, so that's why you go shift that. And like that it's 2. So as you can see, I'm just playing around, seeing how I like the design. So it's really all about your preference and what it is that you like. But it can get a bit finicky after a while, so yeah. Okay, cool. So I think I'm quite happy with that. So you can also adjust your lines, okay? And you can also make sure that the positioning of the text is positioned correctly. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll go extensions. So let me just have my select tool. We'll go extensions, text, and split text. Okay. So here you can select preserve original text and select lines and select apply. Okay, so that will change the sizing of the text. As you can see, there's more spaces in between, which is easier to read. And yeah, click apply and exit out of that. You can change the font sizes like I did. And what I'm going to do now is show you what it looks like. So as you can see, the snapping tool is quite effective. I don't know if I'll have this here. I think I'll just have this main information. I'll make this a bit bigger. Okay. And then you can go Control-Shift-A to center align it. Okay, well obviously you don't really want it to be in the center. So click on it and just make sure that it is centered there. Okay, so that's the back of my card. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and save this card. Okay, so file, save as, and I'm going to save it as an SVG. Okay, so business card back and save that. Okay. So the back of the card will be saved and you can send this to us straight away. Then I'm going to file open recent the business card templates. Okay, so this is the one that we were just working on. So what I want you to do is select the rectangle again and make it white. And I'm just going to include the logo on this one. So copy, go back into it and say Control V, zoom out a bit, then Shift Control, make it smaller. Okay, Shift into it, and just make it a bit bigger. So just make sure you're within the lines, and then Control-Shift-A, and make it so that it is centered. Okay. So yeah. You can then draw a random triangle or shape and make it grey or whatever colors you'd like, just to make your design unique to your own. But I'm just going to save it like this for now, and I'm going to go File, Save As, Business Card, Front. Okay, and then I'm going to click Enter. Okay, so you'll send us the SVG of that, and yes, then you're ready to go from there. All you need to do now is the database, which we'll do in the next video.